Hello, my name is Braden Snow and I've been doing microplastic research for over a year, trying to remove microplastics from water because that's one of the main ways humans consume it. Because of our own trash, we are being poisoned essentially from the inside out because plants like these do not care about microplastics even though they cause cardiovascular disease, reproductive diseases, and many other issues that go on within the human body. Now, how can you get rid of them at home because places like those don't? Mechanical filtration is the best way to do it and the most cost-effective way to do it that everybody should have access to. Because current point in time, it costs hundreds upon hundreds of dollars to even try to get rid of microplastics in your water. Now, the microplastics that we looked at were in this little range, between about 1 millimeter all the way down to 5.4 micrometers. I did 3 types of electrospinning to create the perfect alignment for the best possible filter to remove microplastics from water. Now, what is electrospinning? It's taking a solution and going from a positive charge to a negative charge over a distance. Now, what happens in this distance is exactly in its name, the spinning. Starts off with a whip, and then it goes into the Taylor whip, which is spontaneous and reactive, and you never really are sure with the alignment of things, but it creates a thing at the end that almost looks like a grid, but has all many different ranging lines. Now, first type of alignment, we use standard electrospinning. Now, in this, we utilized a wire mesh. Why did we do this? We wanted a consistent thing that would always be able to hold the fibers and make them always have some sort of consistency, but at the same time have that range that we're trying to utilize in the different types of alignments that we're trying to make. Now, this is a good picture of where you can actually see our chemical in action, polycaprolactone. Polycaprolactone is the best possible chemical to use for this because it's high resistance to water damage, but at the same time, it's able to collect a lot more than any other plastic that we could find. So when it came down to it, we caught 68.1% of the plastics. Not exactly the ideal, but still we beat out Brita, who only ensures a 65% overall. And when it comes down to it, that's what we were trying to go for. So we already really achieved our mission objective. But we decided to continue with drum spinning. Now, the whole basis of this is that we wanted to stretch the fibers as much as possible, make it so they are no longer in any sort of real alignment, but more of thin fibers that go over the entirety of the drum, creating a filter that will, no matter what, pull out the smallest of plastics. But when we really looked at it, it came to a screeching call on, hey, we're only getting it to that small, but it's not going to be as strong, it's not going to be as resilient. But when it came down to it, it still pulled out more than the standard at 74.4%. But fork is something we developed at North Penn High School. Something that wasn't ever really seen before in research papers. We had seen the other two. We had seen standard, we had seen drum, but fork is something entirely unique to our design. Now, our whole goal was to get the largest ranging fibers ever, to get as many different aspects of the fibers into there, ranging from the biggest fiber to the smallest fiber. Because when you look at it, when you think about those electrical charges again, when it comes down to it, when you're in that flat plane, you're going to be getting really large fibers. And when you're in that other plane, you're going to get really small fibers that vary inconsistently throughout the entire thing, and that's exactly what we're looking for. So when it came down to it, we came out to 86.1%. Now, when we compare it to the rest of the fiber alignments, overall, this range was absolutely the best. At 12.8 micrometers, all the way down to 0.6 micrometers. Now, this may be the amount in the overall range for the smallest possible, but it's not the smallest possible that are doing the most damage. It's the large ones, the relatively large ones, not the 0.1 micrometers. It's the 0.05 micrometers that are making these problems, and stuff like this gets rid of it. So, looking at our final data sheet, we were able to determine that although fork spinning was the best, it was the hardest to manufacture, and drum spinning is probably the best and most efficient for manufacturability and cost-wise as well. So when it came down to it, we came out with a 74.4% capture for our microplastics. Have a good day, and stay safe, my friends.